Great Ujamaa, y'all. It's time for our toast. It's time for our toast. It's time for the toast. How y'all doing this morning? Man. Well, I'm great. And I'm glad that you're here with me. Because I'm having some problems. Because today I have to decide on which proverb we're going to pursue from last night. I didn't want to do the story. So we're going to look at one of the proverbs. And I think today, and for the next 7 days, we're going to deal with let shame come over those who would hinder the rising of the dead. Let shame come over those who would hinder the rising of the dead. And I think that's appropriate because today we're dealing with Ujamaa. So of course you know we're gonna have a water this morning. Let me check my area. I don't know what that is. Today we're dealing with Ujamaa, so of course we're gonna drink our water. Drink your water, come on, get some with me. Let's at least start the day. Let's start the day with the water. Because I know your day get busy and sometimes you might not remember to drink it unless you're carrying around a container of water with you all day long. So let's at least jumpstart our body and allow the ashe to flow through us. Let's wake up. Let shame come to those who let shame come over those who would hinder the rising of the dead. Hopefully y'all can hear it. This is going to be a beautiful pour. Let me make sure you can get this one nice and clear. Now, of course, you know I'm doing my bottles down to my last few emergency bottles because we have not started brewing yet. So if I run out of ambrosia, we will probably be doing some Death Eater tea. Man, that's some good work. Alright, so we want to toast our ancestors and we want to toast our Creator. And we want to thank the Creator first, foremost, for making it possible for all of us to be here. I want to thank the Creator for you for taking the time to watch this video. I want to toast you. I want to toast the Creator within you. I want to toast the Creator that surrounds you. And I want it to be prevalent on our mind that this Creator flows in all of our actions and flow through our actions. And we demonstrate our belief and our trust in our Creator with all our actions, or at least we should. We say Ashe. We toast our ancestors. We remember those grandmothers and those grandfathers. And today I want to focus on my grandmother, Margaret Ellis. She came to my mind last night because my auntie was on my show last night, and I immediately had to think about my grandmother, Margaret Ellis. So today I'm toasting all my ancestors, but I'm focusing this day on my grandma, Margaret Ellis. Alright? Who you focusing on today? Alright? Allow the energy to flow. We toast this moment. Right now it's Ujamaa, and we toast and we're grateful for being able to make it to another Ujamaa, a day of collective working responsibility. Not my fault. A day of cooperative economics. Ujamaa, cooperative economics. The Modic principle is the principle of reciprocity. M7 is gratitude. Law, Hermetic law is polarity. Color is green. We toast Ujamaa today, this moment right now. And then last but not least, we toast our children's on to infinity. My daughter let me know last night that she's listening to some of my rants, right? So I have to be a little bit more perceptive with the rants that I give. Because she'll go out repeating, because y'all know whether I have to be cussing, so we don't want her to pick up too much of that habit. So we toast our children and our children's children onto infinity, because everything that we do affects them. As I say, everything that you do affects more than just you. We toast and we say Ashe. 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 Man, it's just something about the small bottle that oh my God. I'm gonna cap this so that we can have a little bit for tomorrow. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Try to hold as much of that carbon in as I can. Alright? So, I'm gonna sip on it. Now, let's get the day started. Bro, I'll be right back. I know, I promised the article. But y'all can see, I ain't complaining about my mouth. I'm kind of looking forward to going to the dentist. Because last time they said I need a deep clean. I want to see what they say after I go to the dentist. With this. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy.
Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and we'd like to thank you for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe and check out our podcast, Gye-Nyame Journey, Folk Tales for Grown Folks, on Mile 3. Give yourself permission, Gye-Nyame Warrior Training, Magic Hour, Society Truth, and Tribal Quotes. Also, check out our playlist. We built them with wisdom, mining, and you in mind. So get the wisdom and welcome to this journey. And most importantly, remember to subscribe and support. Subscribe and support. And I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. Peace.
I stand before you, honoring those who made the sacrifice, those who died, those whose bones lie deep in the Atlantic Ocean, those ancestors stolen from the motherland and taken to another land. We honor you. I say. We honor those freedom fighters like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Mary Bethune, Nat Turner, and the thousands of others who fought, who bled, who died. I say, we honor those, the unknown warriors, whose names we don't know, who fought, who bled and died for freedom. As we pour and we say, I say. We honor the unborn children who will continue the legacy of sacrifice.
All right, family, we call this board meeting into session. Don't break. All right, board meeting in session. I had to come to the board. Yeah, I know. All right, so today is, that's right, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, meiotic principle, reciprocity, M7, gratitude, hermetic law, polarity. Color is green, so that's why you see green all over the screen. Green with the writing, green outline. You know what I'm saying? I try to, you know what I'm saying? I try to do it. I try to do the whole thing. I try to do it right? So, and the proverb that I selected for this week, eventually I want to start having a vote. Once I get enough people listening to the show, you know, should we do the proverb? Should we do a folk tale for the week? And we focus on that for just that week. And I love how this damn heater just pops on as soon as I start. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though, right? I got a voice that carries, so I'm not really concerned. But you know, I would love to be able to do a vote, but right now, in a lot of cases, the one that I picked this week is let shame come upon those who hinder the rising of the dead. And it's strange how these proverbs, ain't even strange, these proverbs line up, right? Let shame come upon those who hinder the rising of the dead. Keeping that in account as we have our discussion over the next week. You know what I'm saying? You can write this down in some of your comments. You can kind of remind me that's where we're supposed to be heading. Let shame come upon those who hinder the rising of the dead. Now, it's appropriate that we start with this one on Ujamaa once again, because Ujamaa is about resources, right? Many of us have access to resources that we're not sharing. Now, for me, this is hindering the rising of the dead. See, the dead lack resources. The dead lacks the ashe to get up and move around. The dead lacks the understanding to navigate the world. That's the dead. Zombies. Right? When we think of dead, oftentimes, because we ain't on that symbolic speak, we just think about corpses. We think about people in morgues and stuff. Nah, dude. Some of y'all go to a morgue every day. It's called the job. Right? Some of y'all go there every day. Unhappy. You run into other unhappy people. And because you vibrate like that, you attract unhappy situations to you. And unhappy shit is always happening. Right? Yeah, a lot of us fit that. Okay? You know, and one thing I'm saying is that a lot of us are hindering raising people up from where they are because we are sitting on our resources. And I ain't even saying, I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about the wealth. I'm not talking about property. I'm talking about the mental resources that are flowing in our community, that some people are sitting on, rather than using to move themselves and their people to another level. Themselves and their family to another level. Your family may be a group of walking dead, and you are hindering their growth. You are hindering them from becoming aware, right? Let's go to that. Dead, unconscious, unaware. Right? We got many people around us that are unaware of the things that are going on. And you might have a conversation for them. Your very input into one of their conversations could possibly wake them up. But why do you keep quiet? Why don't you share? Why won't you share? Right? Is it selfishness? Huh? Some of y'all have a lot of influence on people and in places, and you're not using it. Why? Because you don't want to necessarily rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? You're comfortable where you are. Shame. Let shame come upon those who hinder the rising of the dead. Everything we need as a people, everything we need as humanity, everything we need as a planet is lying within each and every last one of us. And some of us have refused to enact our gifts. And by us not enacting our gifts, everybody suffers. Everybody suffers. So when we look at this proverb, and we look at the principle of the day, right? We see how they line up. Cooperative economics. Being cooperative with the resources of a community. And we have to expand our idea of resources, because many of us just think that it's about money. It's not about money. It's about us exchanging ideas. It's about us bringing value to each other. Many of us are refusing to bring value to others. Why? Because it makes us feel uncomfortable. But the only way we're going to grow is to be uncomfortable. But I would rather stay here in my little safe place. I want to stay in my safe place. Right? And you hinder everybody else's growth. Let's look at some of the other principles on that. On Ujamaa, you got reciprocity. What comes around goes around, right? Now, check this out. Because a lot of us are refusing, a lot of us are reaping reciprocity, not on the things that we're doing, but on the things that we're not doing. Do you understand? Inaction is action. Like I try to tell my kids, or tell the parents when they come in arguing with me, well, they ain't got my child doing nothing. Well, nothing is doing something. I don't know too many people that could do nothing. Trying to do nothing is very hard. And it takes a lot of focus in order for you to do absolutely nothing. So when I tell your child that they need to sit there and do nothing, I'm giving them an assignment. And I know a lot of y'all can't agree with that, because a lot of y'all don't like sitting alone. A lot of y'all don't like having to deal with your thoughts, and you don't think your child should have to deal with the thoughts, because they might think about some of the fucked up shit you done did to them. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of y'all don't like that. But doing nothing is doing something. Not taking action is an action. And a lot of us are reaping the reciprocity of our inaction in our own lives. Many of us have the wherewithal. Many of us have the wisdom to change the very fabric of our own existence. And in changing the fabric of our existence, it will spill out into the areas that surround us. It'll spill out into the people that surround us. And because we hog that resource and do nothing with it, we receive the reciprocity of that in action. Right? Many of us have a lot of confusion in our lives, and we don't understand why. I'm going to say that many of us are suffering in our lives because we are sitting on our gifts. Because we think it's the right thing to do. Right? You're sitting on the very thing that can liberate you and your children. You're sitting on the very thing that could save your parents. You're sitting on the very thing, your resources. These resources that you're scared to open up, that you're scared to explore. Right? And many of you, like I said, man, and many of you, it's as simple as putting your story together and sharing your story. Some of y'all got some experiences that are out this world. Some of you elders that might be sitting around listening, some of y'all got stories that are out this world that need to be told. Why? Because it will prevent somebody from making mistakes that you made. And since you already made them, don't you think that other people should glean from your wisdom? No, but many of us are fearful. Fearful of being replaced. Fearful of somebody moving farther than us. Fearful of somebody doing better than us. So we hinder the rising of the dead so that we can stay comfortable. I know just enough and I share just enough to get along. I know just enough and I do just enough to get by. When your people need you, when your people need you going 100%, when your people need your hustle, when your people need your wisdom, when your children need your wisdom, when your children need your stories, when your children need to understand that some of the behaviors that they're going through right now, you did. They need to hear that so that they can see that there's a possibility that they can overcome. Some of y'all got nieces and nephews doing some of the same dumb shit that you condemning them for. You did the same things that they are doing, but you don't share your story. You're righteous now. You don't go back there and you don't share that. No, you need to tell your child so that they can see, look, you could move from there to somewhere else. You don't have to make the mistakes I made. Right? And some of you think that your mistakes aren't big enough. Some of you think that your story ain't worthy because you don't have the homeless piece to add to your story. You don't have the jail piece to add to your story. But you have suffered. You have spent a moment in time unconscious and suffered without knowing why. And the light came on one day. And that's enough. But now you're going to sit on that resources. Let shame come upon those who would hinder, not stop, hinder, slow down the rising of the day. I'm going to sit on this until I die. They could read it in my biography. They could read it in my notes. Dude, come on now. We need your resources now. We need you cooperating with the economic process. Bring some value in my life. Cause some of y'all sitting on the lessons and the stories that I need to take me to the next level of my life. Take me to the next level of this game. What you sitting on? Or maybe the next young dude that's about to blow up, or possibly could blow up, is waiting for that one word from you. You got the game all messed up, dog. We thinking our ancestors talking about raising people like mummies and shit. This is the trick that they play on me. They got you thinking that our ancestors are actually talking about coming back from the dead and existing among us in the same old bodies that they had. Nah, fam. That's part of the spookism that they're getting you with, to drive you away from your ancestors, because they understand that once we really start calling and communicating with our ancestors, we will unleash a resource within our community that nobody else could tap but us. Let he or she who hindered the rising of the dead, shame on him. Are you hindering the rising of the dead? Are you? Huh? Are you stopping the rising of the dead? Are you stopping the rising of your children? Are you stopping the rising of your nieces and nephews? Are you stopping the rise of your friends and family by sitting on the very truths that they need to be set free? Another proverb that we had last night was the mouth of truth basically dispels all evil. When you speak your truth, family, listen to me. When you speak your truth, your ancestors are lying around you. Some of y'all calling me, your angels are lying around you. Why are you scared to speak your truth? Why are you scared to share the most potent resource in the universe, yourself? So, hey, this is Brother Tim. I don't know where this proverb is going to take us, but I'm going to be thinking about it all day, and I will get back to you tomorrow. Same time, same, maybe not the same place, but we're going to gather tomorrow, right? We're going to toast those ancestors. Now, for those that's wondering, what do I do if I run out of ambrosia and my brewing process is not through? More than likely, I'll brew me a pint of Death Eater tea. And we'll talk about the Death Eater, because a lot of people is really slipping on getting Death Eater. Everybody want that ginseng. Nobody want that Death Eater, dog. That Death Eater. I call it Death Eater for a reason. All right? So, hey, those that want some information about that Death Eater tea, I got it. It's on the website, GyeMajourney.com. All right? So, maybe if I got time, I'll put a link up for it. All right? With that, Brother Hatim is out. Let shame come upon those that hinder the rising of the dead. Are you guilty? Are you guilty? Are you stopping the rising of the dead? Peace. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to subscribe. Click the bird right there, the fiery bird. And I also have a special video just for you, right there. And for those that want more information about Gye-Nyame Journey, go to our site. It should be right about there.